I want you to be anchored in my love today, says God. There is no such thing as a barren heart since your heart is open ground. It is going to be something that gives you a sense of stability in your heart. Let it be my love. Love, specifically my love, should take root in your heart and mold and remold you into the image that I have of you. You will be ruined and spoiled by the root of bitterness, thus you should forgive quickly. Grant forgiveness, let go, and bless. Refuse to gaze in the rearview mirror. When we look back with regret, there is no purpose that can be considered redeeming. The past should be left in the past. For the purpose of my now purpose, which is currently being worked out in your life, put your hand on the plow. In the event that you make it a conscious decision to continue getting to know me, there are certain experiences and relationships that you will never again return. It is important to keep in mind that I am able to fulfill the commitments that you have made to me. These are the things that you are unable to alter. Those brains that are opposed to you and your goals. Those hearts that have become recalcitrant and have become emotionally distant from you. Hand them over to me. Allow me to handle them. I am capable of accomplishing what your anguish and wallowing in self-pity will never be able to do. I am the one who fixes things that are broken. Keep moving forward until the miracle that I bring to pass comes to meet you, and trust that I will bring it about. At that point, you will witness the unimaginable become a reality for you. According to the Father, do you remember that prophetic act from today? It appeared to be so absurd, out of the ordinary, and nearly manufactured at the moment. I, however, witnessed it, and I made a note of your obedience. The Father declares that today is the day of your Jericho. At the time that the children of Israel were marching around the city of Jericho, do you believe that they had a complete comprehension of what was going to take place? The children of Israel walked in a manner that was characterized by obedience and silenced their voices. Nevertheless, as they traveled, their faith grew stronger. Their happiness got stronger as they continued to stroll. During the course of their journey, their hope was no longer delayed. They started to experience it. They started taking a deep inhale of it. Through the presence of my host, the environment was energized and made more exciting. The command was given on the seventh day, and the priests blew the shofars in response to my command. It was possible to hear the sound, and there was nothing that could prevent the walls from falling further. The Father states that there are times when there is faith in speaking, and there are also moments when there is faith in not saying. With the sound of the triumphant shofar of deliverance, the silent deed of the Jericho walk came to a successful conclusion. As a result of your obedience, you have completed your prophetic act. A pause has been observed in the conversation. On the other hand, you refuse to stop walking, trusting, and waiting for the sound. Heavenly electricity permeates the air in your city of Jericho, making it seem absolutely electrifying. Your city of Jericho is experiencing a shift in its environment as a result of the arrival of the host of heaven. I am able to feel the lightning bolts that are caused by my presence. At the sound of the trumpet shofar, my host is present to carry out the command that was being transmitted. As the Father has stated, the stillness has come to an end today. Today is the day that the new sound will emerge, and it is also the day that my priests and my people will release the new sound of heaven, which will bring down the walls of every Jericho community. The Father instructs you to take advantage of this day to display your gladness. Your adversary is intent on stealing your happiness and displaying your misery and a defeated attitude as a trophy for other people to see. Press down with your foot. The phrases, "enough is enough," and "that will be enough of that," should be used. Righteousness, peace, and joy are the hallmarks of my reign. The kingdom does not merely send joy, rather, it is joy itself. Make sure that you do not give the adversary the opportunity to pull you away from the safety of my kingdom by pulling you away from joy. Problems such as anxiety, stress, and despair are not your lot in life. It is a choice that you make to take control of your inner calmness from your natural man and to choose to be governed in your emotional responses by who I am in your life and not by anything else. Joy is something that originates in me and is your portion when you make this choice. With my joy on the inside of you, you will be able to triumph over your adversaries. My spirit is a source of strength for you, and they are unable to tolerate the joy that it brings. Stay upbeat and optimistic today. Encourage not only yourself but also those around you by going out and encouraging them. Use your mouth to speak words of encouragement, exhortation, consolation, and edification to others around you. Even in the middle of the intense tests and circumstances that you could be going through, the joy that I have within you serves as a prophetic unction that you can rely on. My pleasure is a new wine that will lighten your weight and produce delight where there has been disgust and discouragement. Your burden will be lightened and your enjoyment will be caused. Deeply savor your this day brings me joy, my darling, from the vintage of my joy. Your feelings should be detached from what the situation is saying, and you should simply draw profoundly, like a baby, on the delight that is found in my kingdom. The pace of your steps will quicken for you. You will experience a reduction in a burden. Your delight will cause the adversary to retreat, and it will also bring about a new illumination and a deeper knowledge of the situation. When you make the decision to accept the joy that I bestow upon you on this day, you will discover that the foolishness of man's wisdom is no match for the breakthrough moment that transforms everything in your life in a split second. Today, the Father encourages us to laugh with the laughter of faith. The incredible promise that I made to Sarah and Abraham was met with laughter from Sarah. She did not have any doubts. Rather, she smiled with conviction because she was aware of how much I loved her and she was aware of the things that I was capable of doing. She chuckled and accepted the gift. As she laughed, she became pregnant. Her laughter was accompanied by the birth of a kid whose name signified laughter, as indicated by the period of her life. After a pond, for as long as Abraham and Sarah lived, whenever they called Isaac, they were calling laughter to them. This was the case the entire time. They had a deep affection for Isaac, whose name meant laughter. Laughter was something that they cherished, and they embraced it. Both laughter and laughter were fostered and nourished by them. They encouraged people to laugh and they boosted the volume of laughter. Through laughter, they were able to see their future and all of their hopes. It was in the word laughter that they found the solution to every promise that I had given to them. It is not the light-hearted laughing of a cynical and sarcastic unbelief that is being expressed here. It was the chuckle of faith that I heard. The enemy want for you to shed tears. The adversary want for you to have such a clear-headed understanding of what he is doing and what he is preparing. The adversary intended for Abraham and Sarah to endure a life devoid of children and sterility. In order to make a mockery of faith and to make Abraham and Sarah a byword, the adversary plotted in advance. The last laugh was reserved for Abraham and Sarah. It is the adversary who is gaining the upper hand when you are not laughing in the midst of the challenge. When you are not laughing, it is because you have diverted your attention away from my promise and instead fixed your attention on the dangers that the adversary poses. In all honesty, you don't need to analyze the adversary at all. It is true that he is a member of the losing team. It is not true that he is all-knowing or so powerful. I am limitless, whereas he is just limited. I possess an inexhaustible supply of energy that will bulldoze over the works and plans of darkness and bring you out into a new realm of peace and blessing. He possesses an energy that can be depleted, but I have an absence of limits. According to the Father, you are free to laugh at your own expense since I have everything under control. What you should do is just start laughing, and keep laughing, and keep laughing. I want to strengthen you with vigor in your inner man because my joy is your strength. I want to strengthen you. The weapon of battle that I give you today is laughter, and it will not fail to bring you to a new place within me. I give you this weapon of warfare. Today, the Father tells us not to be afraid. There is no need to be afraid of the events that are taking place in the world around you. That which you have entrusted to me in prayer is something that I am able to maintain, and I am also able to keep. To the extent that you have committed something to me, I am able to retain it in your heart. Your loved ones, your safety, your provision, and even your health are all in my hands. I am in control of everything. The world may be in a state of wrath, and there may be upheaval, but I am the one who will decide what happens to you in the future. Once more, I ask you to not be afraid. Maintain your composure even in the midst of the storm. My still, little voice saying, "Peace be still," is the sound that is the predictor of change in your life. It is not the raging wind or the seas that are causing transformation. We are counting each and every hair on your head. It is written on the palm of my hand that your name is spoken. What I have done is make you the focus of my attention. It is safe to run into me because I am the tall tower that you may take refuge in. Consequently, the Father instructs you to enter the cleft of the rock. I shall place my hand over you until the tremors and shaking have passed. During the time that the entire world is shaking and reading the news, I will demonstrate my splendor to you. Focus your thoughts on more important matters. As you enter the throne room of my grandeur, I will converse with you, and you will continue to communicate with me. In response to your inquiry, what is actually taking place? I would want to assure you that I have not lost control of the kingdoms that may be found in this world. The kingdoms of this world exist at my pleasure, and despite the clamor and commotion that mankind make, I am still your peace and will look out for each and every one of your problems, regardless of how insignificant they may be. You must understand that I am a great and mighty God, and there is nothing more important for me to accomplish than to demonstrate my faithfulness on behalf of those who choose to look to me and live. Take a look at me, my lover. Put your faith in my truthfulness. Have faith in what I have said. The time has come for you. Because I love you very much and will never let go of my grip on your life, this is the moment when you will experience my constancy and the peace that can only be brought about by my Spirit. In today's message, the Father says, I do not see you in the same way that other people do. There is no sign of failure, insufficiency, or inadequacy that I perceive in you when I look at you. Whenever I look at you, I do so through the lens of my mercy. For this one person, I have given my one and only Son. Because of this, I consider you to be someone who is the recipient of my favor, blessing, and advantage. You should make it your goal to view oneself not through the perspective of man or the opinion of man, but rather through the lens of the blood that was shed at Calvary. One can experience change. It is possible to bring about change, and the first step is to have a vision and acknowledge that things may be different. Changing your own point of view is the first step in this process. I refer to you as you cherished. You are what I refer to as my acquired possession. Put an end to putting yourself down and criticizing yourself right now. You need to stop staring in the mirror and being dissatisfied with what you see. When it comes to judging someone, I don't simply look at their external looks, I look at their heart. I deal with you in accordance with the attitude that your heart has toward me. In a lot of circumstances, you had the intention of things going in a certain direction, but things didn't turn out that way. Have mercy on yourself. Obtain knowledge from the experience. Be aware that I am supporting you. For the simple reason that you made a poor choice, I did not ignore you and turn my back on you. Your life is going to be cleaned up of the garbage and debris that has accumulated, and you will be able to go on. I am going to demonstrate the way forward for you. I am going to provide you with a way out of the difficult situation. I am a God who is able to restore and reclaim, and that is exactly what I am doing in your particular life at this very moment. Set your mind on cooperating with what my Spirit is bringing about even in this very day, and make it your desire to do so. Working with me, the Father says to you, if you demonstrate some collaboration with me, I will reward you with some change. Make a commitment to my anointed method, and you will experience a breakthrough that is explosive. As you submit yourself to my plans, as you stick to my word, as you trust in my supplies, and as you simply rest in the knowledge that I have everything under control and that your deliverance is on the horizon, the things that you would have believed would take months or even years will be brought about as quickly as in a single day. As of now, the Father says today, I have some delicious things in the works for you to enjoy. Because it is a sign that blessings and benefits are on their way to you, the scent of freshly made bread from heaven is currently permeating your existence. Considering that my word is your daily bread, you should go to the bread box and get the fresh, warm bread of my word each and every day. In spite of the fact that theologians and teachers who lack enlightenment make my teaching sound as dry as toast, you should make the following adjustment. Allow the teacher that I have put on the inside of you to educate you, and then observe the great refreshing that occurs to your heart as a result of this. I have implanted my words deep within you. I have chosen you. I will provide you with my fresh manna for your soul each and every day. You will not only receive it for yourself, but you will also distribute it to the people via you. Because there are people to see and places to go to offer the freshness of my warmth and blessing and benefit to all those who rest their expectations upon me rather than upon man, I have genuinely made you a messenger and put wings of my Spirit on your feet. I have accomplished this because there are people to see and places to go. Due to the fact that the Father has stated that he will not be rejected, it follows that you will also not be denied. At this point, you are no longer need to be in a position where you are required to defend yourself in front of the others. At this point, the Father has decided that enough is enough. Let's take the initiative. Take action, begin expressing yourself, and begin displaying what it is that I have given you to say and do. Putting things of the past out of your mind. I really don't want to look back at the past because it is already in the past. In addition, I do not want you to waste your time gazing in that direction. Watch out for me. It is the hope of glory to the earth that I am Christ in you, and while we have things to do, we also have things to do. We have a task that needs to be finished. Therefore, take heart and go forth. The power of my Spirit will take you, and the power of my Spirit will carry you if you do so. As long as you make yourself available to me in bigger quantities than you ever have before, all you need to do is be available, and that daily bread will bring you into your destiny. Today, the Father invites you to come and find comfort in my presence. Allow yourself to be pampered by the waters of my Spirit and simply let yourself drift down the river of life that I am directing into every possible direction of concern that you have. Permit yourself to be enveloped in my warmth and the scent of my goodness today. Refuse to let the uncontrollable conditions of the outer world cause you to feel panicked or distorted about my love, because I have everything under control. It is not the case that I am pacing the heavens and wringing my hands thinking about what I am going to do about the things that are happening on earth that are causing man so much distress. Please be aware of this, says the Father, even when there is trembling, my sovereignty remains unaffected. Make your way to my name, and I will provide you with the strength and stability you seek. When it comes to the shield of favor and fullness that I have set around you, there is no wall that is tall enough or an army that is powerful enough to provide a suitable replacement. You are abandoned by every single man. Don't be afraid, even though the entire world despises and hates you. There is no way that my kindness may be violated in your life. Although 1,000 falls at your right hand and 10,000 falls at your left, this does not provide any insight into what will occur in the future of your life. In this situation, it is not about hoping against the odds that the adversary will overlook you or about random occurrences that happen to you. No difference at all. Even if the adversary brings you into his sights, I will continue to be your source of strength and your constant companion. Do not be afraid, I tell you. The term "fear not" was stated 365 times in my term, which means that there is a "fear not" for each and every day of your life during the entire year. You should not be bothered about anything at this time. Instead of focusing on the upheaval, destruction, or abrupt horror that comes during the day or the plague that occurs during the night, you should be careful about nothing but rather give thanks and lessen your emphasis on what I am saying and trying to accomplish. I hold you in the palm of my hand, and you are my beloved. I have you safe and sound. I will use you to make a difference in people's lives today, says the Father. I am putting you in a position to minister to a certain person, a particular individual. Your spirit will leap in your heart, and you will know that you know this is the person you are to speak to and minister to in my name. You will be able to recognize them when you see them because you will know that you know this person. You should be aware of this, as the Father has stated that regardless of how they appear, they are at the end of their rope. They are searching for solutions and require a word from my throne in order to meet their needs. When you speak, the words of Proverbs 16 verse 25 will come out of your mouth. These words will say, "There is a way that seems right to a man, but the end thereof is destruction." I will place you in the appropriate location at the appropriate moment, and they will be getting ready in their hearts to listen, to hear, and to respond to what you have to say. In order to deliver, aid, direct, and comfort people who are in need, my spirit is the spirit of counsel, and my wisdom is in your lips. I have made the decision to make use of you in order to bless and benefit other people, and this particular individual in particular, in order to prevent them from making a decision that is counterproductive and incorrect. It is a fresh start for the ministry in terms of both its portion and its fruitfulness. I have called you to a vocation, and I want you to walk in a way that is worthy of that calling. Be aware that my voice, my wisdom, and my anointing will always be with you to lift up those who are cast down and to touch those who have broken hearts. I have made the decision to make today the vessel that I am going to utilize to reach out to individuals who are in need from this day forward. We will no longer wait. This is the end of disqualifying yourself. I want you to know that I am here with you and that I will provide you with the words that you need to utter. As you speak and share your heart with them, it will be as if scales will fall off their eyes, and all of a sudden, they will see what aspects of their life need to be altered, and they will find the strength to make those changes. That individual will be redeemed, and it will be a word that comes at the right time to bless and deliver them. You will be a conduit of blessing, a conduit of ministry, and a conduit of wisdom for others, and whatever you make happen for others in my name, I will produce similarly in your own life for my glory. I vow this day that I will use you again and again. I will use you again and again. What the Father has to say is that I am calling you up to your kingdom destiny at this very moment. Rather than focusing on your inadequacies, limits, or failures, I will speak to you in accordance with the splendor that I have in you. It is not enough for you to simply be a recipient of ministry. I have called you to be a producer of my glory and anointing that is directed toward the requirements of other people. As far as I can tell, you are someone who is a minister. Despite the fact that you perceive yourself to be less than, you are not in any way inferior. On the inside of you, I am rising up to show you that I am strong and that I have character. At the same time that you will be taught, you will also be a teacher. In addition to being led, you will also be a leader. You will serve as a guide to others who are unable to see and are unaware that they have the potential to experience my grandeur. You do not perceive yourself in the same way that I do, but I am working to change that. However, the Father adds that this is not how I perceive you. You see that you have flaws, that you have liabilities, and even that you have disabilities. You strike me as someone who possesses a lot of strength. I view you as someone who is called to be a nurturer, a lover of people who are without love, and someone who gives the compassion of God to those who have been abandoned or disregarded. The words that have worked against you, the judgments that have been pronounced against you, and the work that the enemy has done in your life are being destroyed, according to the Father, who declares, I am breaking down the words that have worked against you. Where there has been a lack of clarity about your destiny, about who you are, and about the reason I put you on this earth, I am trying to provide vision to the situation. You are making progress in repairing the rift in your character as well as the shortcomings of the past. I will cause you to see yourself with crystal clarity from my perspective. God says, and I will today, encourage and embolden you to believe in me for bigger ambitions and greater visions. I am shattering that flawed lens of self-image that has caused you to see yourself differently than I perceive you. I am going to cause you to see yourself. The Father has come to tell you that today is your day. Get up and celebrate. As of today, God has revealed to you that I am a creative God, and that I am still creating in your life. Prepare yourself for the peculiar and one-of-a-kind actions that I will take in the days ahead in order to disrupt the path of events that are normally predictable. The reason you will see me using you in a unique way is because you have had a heart to glorify me and give testimony to me. This is the reason why you will see those things. You are not going to get all the credit for yourself. It is not going to be possible for you to claim credit for the wonderful things that are going to occur. Because you have made the decision to bring my name to the forefront rather than seeking your own popularity, I am bringing you out into the open and I am making your presence known to the entire world. The Father tells us to gaze up with great anticipation, and we should do so with a sense of expectation. I have a plan and a purpose, and that is to mold and shape your life into something remarkable, a trophy that will be displayed in my home. You are a vessel of distinction, one of my golden vessels that is situated in my realm. You are very important to my. It is all about your advancement and the fulfillment of my promise, which you have trusted in and cried out for, and it is coming to pass in a magnificent way. As you go about your daily life, the Father tells you to be aware of the fact that the terrain will, at times, be foreign to you. You have spent a considerable amount of time going through the motions of a wilderness season, but that is about to change. It is important that you pay close attention to the voice of my Spirit as I reveal and make clear the way that will lead you out of the dry region and into the fight against the adversary that you have been waiting for. You are not possessing arrogance. You will not be let down in any way. It has been stated by others that, who do you think you are? Yet, beloved, I am filled with joy whenever I see you acting in a manner that I would act in if I were in your position. The outcome is certain to occur. There is nothing you owe to any man other than to love them. On the other hand, I have not asked you to do something that will make men feel at ease with what I have called you to do. They want you to do whatever makes them feel at ease. I am with you, and I will never leave you or forsake you. Your victory is guaranteed. All you need to do is get out of the way and provide the doubters with the opportunity to deal with your call. It is time for you to take flight, according to God's word. In order for you to go to greater heights and experience greater things in my kingdom, I am making your existence more aerodynamic inside the domain of my Spirit. This day, you are flying far above the conditions and challenges that you are facing because the winds of my Spirit are coming up underneath you. You are flying at a high altitude above the apparatus that the adversary is using to either track you or discourage you. There is about to be a fresh bombardment of faith that will compel the adversary to flee, and the angels will rejoice because this is the good fight that brings triumph and dominance back into your earth once again. The war that you are currently fighting in life is about to see this. In the past, you had a strong understanding of what it meant to triumph, and your faith was able to soar to enormous heights in the vast reaches of dominion and blessing. At this point in time, the day has arrived when those conquests and that seat of rule will once again be inhabited and taken control of, just as they were in the past. I have been preparing and planning for this moment that you are entering into now, and the Father has communicated to you that your trust and your confidence in me is a secret weapon that I have been preparing and planning for. You are about to enter a period of reign and blessing that is uniquely yours. In accordance with my spirit, I have been working with you. I've been making preparations. My intention has been to do so. Therefore, in order to prevent you from being exposed to the adversary, I have been keeping you concealed away, or tucked away, in a place of concealment. I have kept you in a sanctuary of safety and tranquility, and now I am taking you out into the world together with the commissioning of you. Through the power of my Spirit, I am proclaiming you to the world. It is imperative that you make sure that your yes is going to be yes and that your no is going to be no, because a multitude of angels are traveling with you and accompanying you. You are going to speak the oracles of God, and I am going to back up my word in your life. You are going to open your lips and speak. It is possible to take it to the bank. That is exactly what I intend to accomplish. You will not be let down if you equip yourself with trust, fill yourself with hope, and walk in fullness of love. I am being found faithful in your land. You will not be disappointed. God has revealed to you today that I am working on your life in its entirety. I am working into your personal life and the relationships you have with your family, clearing away the garbage and junk that came from your struggles, and constructing an entirely new environment that is filled with blessings and favor. My beloved, the stream of my sweetness is once again running and bursting up in your life so that you may drink to the fullest and revel in my goodness. I am so grateful for you. The bread of tribulation and the dregs of grief are not provided to those who recline at my table, and you are sitting with me at this very moment. I am cleansing your life of the wood, the hay, and the stubble that you have experienced. The season of preparation is upon you, and I am establishing you in a state of integrity and perfection. You are being refined, purified, and prepared for greater things and bigger blessings than you have ever experienced before. I am doing this in the same way as silver, gold, and precious metals are being refined. I am molding and shaping you so that I can fit you as one of my jewels, so that you might reflect the purity of who I am to a world that is lost and dying. Consequently, I urge you to place your trust in me on this day, says the Father. It is time for change, and the transition has begun. As the solidity gives way to shift and change and transition to a new place inside me, the angels are surrounding you with their presence. In this experience, you will be able to perceive angelic activity and feel what it is like when the powerful angels who were formed for battle come to your defense against all of the attacks that the adversary launches against you. Protection from a supernatural and divine source is being extended to you. All aspects of your life are being guarded by my hand at this present now. Even at this very moment, I am keeping a watchful eye on everything that is related to you in order to safeguard, protect, and defend you, as well as provide for your needs in accordance with my objectives. Do not be afraid, nor should you be dismayed. Assume the yoke with ease and the burden with lightness. Despite the fact that you may not have all the answers, allow the song of happiness to be contained within your heart. Instead of focusing on what you know, you should focus on who you know. You are able to put your faith in me, says the Father, because I am a good God, and my goodness is displayed in the place that you inhabit. Jesus claims in today's passage that he will always save you from falling into the trap set by the adversary. Your words have the ability to trap you at times. At other times, you are caught by the friends and personal relationships that you choose to surround yourself with. Fear not, dear, for I will save you and free you from the situation in which you feel imprisoned and dumb because you have made decisions that are not in your best interests. Even in situations where you believe that you have put yourself in a position of difficulty as a result of your own indiscretions or outright immorality. Know that I do not have any negative feelings toward you. I did not come to condemn, but rather to spare, to save, and to work righteousness among those who are wicked, even in your own circumstances. There is no need for me to wait for you to complete everything correctly before I take action to save you from both yourself and the situation you are in. I would never have sent Jesus to die for your sins if that were in my nature. I would have kept my promise. The Father encourages you to forgive yourself. Remember that I see you as I see you. It is true that you have some shortcomings. It is true that you are not exempt from sin and transgression. Carry on walking in my direction. Turn your face toward me even in the most utter failure you have ever experienced. As the prodigal who returned to himself and found his way to the Father, you should be like him. Find my face, that is all. To make amends, I will. I will demonstrate to you how to get out of this predicament. It is not because you are right or righteous that I will cleanse, forgive, change, and defend you. Rather, it is because you have placed your trust in the blood that was shed in your behalf during the sacrifice of Jesus Christ. When the one who seeks to destroy you comes against you, I will fight back. I will be able to erase the written ordinances and condemnation that have been written against you. Your righteousness will originate in me, and from that position, you will discover blessing, benefit, and transformation in every aspect of your life. I will wash you, and you will emerge white as wool. Know that your righteousness originates in me. God asks us today, how are things doing with the training? Do you have any idea that the conditions and situations that you are going through on a daily basis, including this particular week, are all under my control and according to my plan? In this training, I will teach you to see things that the natural eye is unable to see, as well as to hear things that the natural ear is unable to hear. I am providing you with what is essentially X-ray vision in order to enable your anointed sight to discern what the natural condition and circumstance appears to be and to see the truth of the matter. With the help of the spirit of discernment, you will now be able to comprehend the reality of what is actually taking place in the room, and you will not be dazzled or taken off guard in any way. I am going to start showing you the underbuilding and the underpinning, as well as the hidden infrastructure of the world around you, which is something that very few people get the opportunity to view. I will begin this journey beginning today. In this moment, I am anointing your eyes with a salve, says the Father, so that you may focus your words and your prayers on that which is manifesting even the truth of the matter, rather than on what is only on the surface. In light of what you have seen and what you have learned, you should not be startled or put off. There is no need to be hesitant or disheartened in any manner. Rather, I would like for you to rise up in your faith, my beloved, and put your word, the word of my authority, the authority of my name, on the things that I show you. Put your faith in the things that I reveal to you, even if there is no evidence in the natural world to suggest that what I have revealed to you is accurate. If you choose to believe what your spirit sees, rather than what the natural eye perceives, you should make that choice. Then, when you demonstrate your commitment to the issues that have been brought to light, the circumstances will undergo a transformation. It is going to be screamed from the rooftop that whatever is concealed is going to be retrieved, and everything that was lost will be recovered, and everything that was at risk will be restored and enlarged with great favor and great blessing, says the Father.